yeah, I'll keep an eye out so I can chat
Right.
away.
I mean, they have so many moments where I don't know how to explain it. You know that whole Ultra Instinct Goku thing where he moves his hands like the Bruce Lee thing, and there's like
Yeah,
all the tracers behind his hands and stuff. Like that is
yeah.
such an anime thing. The way he's like standing with his arms kind of hanging down and his head down and stuff. Like that is such an anime protagonist thing to
I
do.
know, I know. You're talking about the Jiren, the Topo and Dispo thing, is that right? The
What?
kind of, no,
Oh,
just
oh,
toss them
oh,
away.
yeah, yeah. Like that whole thing where he's got his head down and then suddenly punches it all away. That's such an anime scene. Like you don't see that in other media forms. So
I know, right?
I
It's
just thought
so
that was
good.
kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it was pretty beast. The whole thing was just absolutely fan freaking tastic, and I'm loving it later. I'm loving it at the moment. Just every episode seems to bring a new awesome moment, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
like I said, elastic Gohan punch. Got your arms back? Whoa, stretch Armstrong power.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
So
the
good.
animation alone has been so good lately, and of course, there's still we have some of the most. I don't know what it was. There was a I don't know if you've ever watched Conan O'Brien, the late night dude, but he had a skit after. I don't want to get into anything political. I just want to talk about the skit that he did.
Yeah.
But he was talking about like Trump supporters have been outraged and angry for a long time, and then after their candidate wins, they're kind of like, what do we get mad about now? Like, obviously that's a character and stuff, but we do have some of those like in the Dragon Ball community. So there's still people that are like, occasionally Goku's nose looks a little funny amidst a beautiful episode.
I know. Like, freaking hell, people, let it go. Like the people
Right.
that zoom in on the background, like, come on.
Yeah, just I mean, be glad. Consider that this takes like the most beautiful episode that Takahashi did took him like 3 weeks. So I mean, sometimes you can get something amazing that happens in no time at all. Sometimes it takes him 6 weeks and it just doesn't look quite right ever. It just
Yeah. Yeah.
you draw a better episode. How's that?
Yeah. Friggin' all right, take that. Okay, so I studied animation, right? And here's a little insider knowledge, right? There are 24 frames per second.
Right.
Usually you would have to draw that guy. So you start with where he's going to start, draw where he's going to end, middle, and work your way out through there.
Right.
If that was just a second and you drew the middle part at 12 seconds in, wait, what am I saying? God, 24 down. I'm
frames,
losing
right.
myself with the maths, but you get the point. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Lot of
now
work.
a lot of times like they do recycle animation, which does help a little bit. They do sometimes move to 12 frames per second. I've heard. I don't really know what to look for. I guess if it looks a little choppy or jumpy, then they might be quote unquote cutting edges or cheating or whatever, but yeah, it's a lot of work, and I just it amazes me that they put out an episode every week for all of these shows, not just Super, but just every show that exists from Japan.
Well, Dragon Ball Z is quite fortunate in that regard, where they move so fast sometimes, they really get a pass on some moments, but they don't overuse it, because I'm always watching the animation and thinking, damn, like, I could not do that, and I did 3 years of this. Like, that's insane. And they're really, really pulling it out. It's so good. Like, I love it. Absolutely love it. And that Gohan punch, for example, that wouldn't be that hard to draw, really. But the way they did it, the way they animated it, perfect. Slow it down, slow it down, slow
Yeah.
it down.
I mean, when you have
boom.
something that's so that gets so loose and off model for a second, like there's a lot of stills where you can stop it and go, look how bad the animation is, because there's stills that look really funny for that. I mean, I haven't looked at them, I haven't sought them out because I don't, I'm not. I don't want to feel upset about things, like I'm not looking for
you're
that.
not looking for self-punishment.
Right, but like I'm sure they're like, when you have something that's that fluid and that smooth where he turns into rubber for a second like that, like
Yeah,
it's so it could be so weird from one frame to another. But yeah, it's you got to look at the whole picture, and the whole picture looks good. The whole episode for the most part looks good. Then we shouldn't be complaining that much. Anyway,
exactly.
so we've
Yes.
been talking a lot more. I like to start. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I like to start with this, like, as if we've been talking for all day or whatever. We have been talking, but I like to start it off like that. But I meant to
Yeah.
earlier than this say hello everyone and welcome to Zenocast. I
Such a
am, of course, Dokkan Taro. I'm sure you guys know. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be subscribed, or especially because most of you guys have the notifications on. So I assume you know who I am. But for those of you that don't know, I also assume you know who this is. But for those of you that don't know, this is Zandiel. He's also got a YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Also, I have to say the LR account giveaway is still going on. This is the last I'll be mentioning it for this stream. Right now, we have 2,474 subscribers. We need 26 more, and then that video with the transfer code will be released. So maybe it'll be during the stream, maybe it won't. I don't know, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Today, we're going to be talking about some Dokkan battle stuff, namely, I guess LR Vegetto Blue would be the main topic, right? I mean, what else are we going to talk about?
We can't dodge that, really, can we?
Yeah, no, we can't. And then we're also going to talk about some Dragon Ball Super stuff. And then, Zandiel, you've got some Xenoverse 2 stuff to discuss as well, don't you?
I do indeed. Quite a lot, actually.
All right. So we're actually going to do some. So I'm mostly going to be a casual observer during the Xenoverse segment just because I don't actively play the game. I just kind of watch people play. So, you know,
well, it'll be interesting to get your opinion on it. Of course, as an outsider.
I'll throw my 2 cents in for what sounds cool and stuff, but don't expect any expert advice coming from this end on that.
Same with Dokkan. Don't worry, I assure you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So where do you want to start? We do have a lot of stuff we could talk about.
So shall we just quickly talk about Dragon Ball Super this week, and last week actually, isn't it? And yeah, just kind of get that out the way, move on to Dokkan after.
Sure. Yeah. I think there's a little bit less to discuss about Super this week than there has been in the past. So
yes,
that might be good.
Well, I mean, there was the elimination of the 2 universes, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yeah, the 2 universes. Yeah. 6. Wait. Was it literally just last week?
I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah. It feels like it was so long ago, I guess, because, like, you know, time seems to slow down after you lose wonderful characters such as Ribrianne and
no point in watching the show, right? Like, she's gone.
You know, yeah, absolutely not.
It's a loveless show.
It is. Although honestly, I do like that. I don't think we've talked about her elimination since the last Zenocast. So I really liked that moment that she had where she looked over at Krillin cheering 18 on, and she realized, oh my God, I'm not the only person, or we're not the only universe like other people love. And like she had that self-awareness moment. I thought that was really, really good. Really well done.
I like that it was like one of the only real defining moments for Android 18 to really shine. Certainly in a very long time. She really pulled it out, made herself a standalone great character. I mean, sure, 17 helps, but she was like the MVP of the episode.
Yeah, and I liked that a lot because I hate to always bring this specific topic up a lot, but I feel like women in general don't get a whole lot of strong fighter character moments, especially in a show like Dragon Ball, because, you know, you had Bulma as a main character, but she wasn't really like she didn't damsel in distress a whole lot. I think they did really well with her, but besides her, there's kind of not a whole lot of strong female characters. So it's nice to see Android 18 go back to that ferocity that she had when we were first introduced her and scared to death of her.
Well, also, I like the fact that it's like her motivation is a lot like Gohan. She has a family. She has to do what she does. She's not quite as serious as Gohan. Judging by the way she was like, you know, I am the goddess of Universe 7 and I'm going to destroy.
That was so good. Yeah. Oh, I am the goddess of Universe 7 who destroyed Ribrianne, and 17's like, I am the macho power boy, whatever. And then you got Goku who's like, hey, I'm Goku. That was so good. Oh, but that's so him too,
Oh,
isn't it?
hey, sorry, my Discord completely closed then.
Oh,
Sorry.
really? Oh, I was just
Yeah.
saying that scene that we were just talking about. That was really good. The whole Goku, like, hey, I'm Goku. I don't have a speech.
Oh, that was beautiful. So good. That made me laugh. Like
Yeah.
sitting on my own, laugh.
I don't think he understood, like, I don't think he even realized that 17 and 18 were acting weird at all. I don't think that occurred to him at all. He gets so tunnel
Yeah.
vision when he's in a fight. Oh, it's so good.
Um, how about how do you feel about those other three characters suddenly having the powers of Ribrianne and her friends, and also
Stupid.
firing off an attack that Ribrianne and her friends couldn't do?
That really okay. So once again, the whole thing about female representation in Dragon Ball specifically, in a moment where you have a strong moment from 18, then that's really nice. And the whole Kefla being so powerful thing, that was really refreshing and nice.
Yeah.
And progressive, for lack of a better term. I know I use that term really sarcastically a lot, but in this case, it actually is. Then when you have a moment, it's almost like Gabby, Mozilla, not Mozilla Firefox, Mozilla Vulpix. See, I always mess it up. But Gabby, who is also known as Mozilla Vulpix, by the way, great YouTuber. Definitely check her out. She does a lot of editorials and she puts a lot of work. She basically writes essays. Like she treats it like it's an actual like college assignment. She's really good at what she does. I highly recommend her.
Okay.
I'm not in association with her at all. I just really like her thoughts and opinions on things. But she was talking about how it's kind of an accidental, the boys are better than the girls again sort of thing when these scrub characters get the powers of the magical girls and become the magical boys, for lack of a better term. Yes, thank you, RC. Gabby is amazing. Yeah. It's really, it is a little bit offensive just to have these random characters get these random boosts just for the sake of plot when you have a huge lack of strong female characters for every arc leading up to that throughout all of Dragon Ball Z on. Like the lack of strong female characters is very apparent. And then to have a moment like that, it's unfortunate. I don't think they meant it that way. It's just really like, oops, shouldn't have done that.
It was so unnecessary. But as a last stand, everyone pouring their power into them, I made my peace with that.
Yeah,
it was just their ultimate attack. It seemed really unnecessary. But how else would you get rid of them? It needed to be like a Kamehameha moment.
Right, I guess so.
Because people are saying a lot, and I'm quite surprised, is about the whole, the father-son Kamehameha moment. There's a lot of YouTube videos, father-son Kamehameha again. It's like, I don't really think it was a father-son Kamehameha. They were just doing Kamehameha at the same time. Didn't really.
I'm also seeing the student mentor thing, the Piccolo and Gohan thing was definitely really cool. I do see you, Christopher. Beautiful. By the way, I for those of you guys that are getting a little discouraged sometimes during the Zenocast, we do see your comments, but we try to break into them like in a nice sort of flow. It's got to be somewhere in between a podcast and a live stream. We'll figure it out eventually, but we will get to the comments that
we love you.
Yeah, we do love you. That's it. So actually, speaking of that, do you think that Piccolo? I do know a spoiler about Gohan and Piccolo in the future that I'm not really going to get into here.
Okay.
So I can't really say because this is kind of related to that in a way. It's really not actually. I'm just trying to be so careful with spoilers. But do you think that moment where Gohan saved Piccolo, do you think that was sort of a torch passing of some sort?
Yeah. I think he's obviously more powerful. He's got his focus. He's acting more like a true warrior, So I don't know. It's a torch passing surpassing moment. That was hard to say. Oh man, I'm exhausted.
Well, I mean,
now.
like a torch passing from student to mentor, like because Goku's trained Gohan, but Piccolo's also trained Gohan, arguably even more. I mean, they each have a year, because Piccolo trained Gohan for a year before the Saiyans, and then Goku trained Gohan for a year in the Room of Spirit and Time, and then they both trained Gohan during the 3 years leading up to the androids. And if I think back I think after that, only Gohan and Piccolo have trained. I don't think Goku. I mean, they had a sparring match, but like,
which was awesome.
It was, but it's
so
been
good.
yeah, it's been Piccolo and Gohan throughout all of Super anyway. So I kind of think of it as, you know, when Piccolo's saved Gohan multiple times. He's saved him during this arc. He's, you know, taken Blast to the arms for Gohan.
Yeah.
So is this kind of like Gohan's way of letting us, the audience, know, like, okay, I've reached that level. I'm ready to be my own fighter, and you know, maybe Piccolo doesn't have to take bullets to the arms for me anymore.
Yeah. Oh, hey, sorry, just big shout out to my boy Cog Incorporated, Dragon Ball Super content. Welcome to the live stream. Absolute legend. He's a big Dragon Ball Z YouTuber. I love him. He's a beast. But yeah, moving back to the subject at hand, I absolutely loved Nail and Kame moment.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Oh my days. They're really hitting the head on all of the past characters, and I'm loving it. It's kind of like when they come back and you just see a little ode to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just beautiful, and they did it so well, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's also nice because the thing that I think we oftentimes forget that it's not really Piccolo so much anymore. When he fused with Nail, that's his real moment of becoming a good guy, like for real. Him saving Gohan, yeah, like that was the start of it. But when he merged with Nail, that's when he got really kind-hearted, and that's when pretty much all of his evil was gone. And then when he merged with Kami, he even said he didn't know his name anymore, because now he's back to pretty much who he was initially before the Piccolo Kami split, but with a little bit of Nail in there now too.
I know who he is now. He can do this. Yeah, he feels great.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's Nail. That's that positivity seeping through.
Yeah, a bit OTT.
But that's the thing that I love about the Abridged series, that I think there's a lot of things, weirdly enough, that the Abridged series I think does better than the actual show, and that's one of them. And it's having Nail and Kami still residing inside Piccolo's conscious. So he's still Piccolo, but he's got these other guys in his brain, you know, kind of influencing, you know, his decisions and the way he thinks and stuff. So I always thought that was pretty cool. And
there should be more of them. I think,
there should,
personally.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, it was nice. I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, it was a nice little moment, you know, pointing at Gohan, like, help him then. Like, get up.
Yep.
Read the subtext there.
There's your son, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. The Namekians did a lot better than I thought as well. If they didn't eliminate them the way that they did,
right?
I think they could have been a real challenge to other fighters, you know?
Yeah. The one thing that, with an arc like this, that you're going to run into issues with, though, is you've got stuff like, what is it? Yeah. Gohan's full power, for instance, and Super Saiyan Blue and stuff like that. Like, they can say, oh, Super Saiyan Blue requires a drain on stamina, so they don't want to. But you know that that's there. You know that worst case scenario, these guys can go Super Saiyan Blue. Gohan, we know that he can untap or he can go into his ultimate form or whatever. Like, we know that's there. So it kind of, when you don't see the bang on his head, when you don't see blue hair, it kind of takes away from the whole, like, these Namekians are kind of kicking their asses, but are they really? You know?
Yeah.
So Gohan's throwaway line when he says, this, you know, this means I can go full power now. It's like, oh, you should have done that from the start, you fool.
Yeah, wait, when did that not start?
Right? Yeah, just don't, you don't have to blow a hole through them. If you can go full power and you're that much stronger, pick the dude up and throw him. Like, I don't, come on. I don't know. I have a hard time suspending reality for that kind of stuff.
When I was watching the episode, I actually thought about you, because leading up to this, I thought, we've had our discussions about fusion, which I won't go into.
Right. Fusion's great, and it should be at the end of every arc. But anyway, continue.
um, these Namekians, I distinctly remember saying, yeah, they're probably going to fuse with each other and it's going to be fine. Then the episode starts, it's like, haha, we actually already fused. We've been fused all along. I was like, oh my God, I have to talk to Tara about this.
Right. Well, did you kind of like that the whole, like, they had that, you know, it was the whole race got together and decided to fight this whole thing together. Did you like that concept, or is it still too much fusion?
I don't think it was the whole race. I think there were volunteers. But
yeah, but you know, like,
I was okay with it.
It's a group effort kind of thing. I'll tell you what I liked about it is it wasn't a plot device. It wasn't using fusion as a plot device to make characters stronger. They just already were that strong, and it kind of explains away, because Piccolo is really, really strong for a Namekian. But these guys, to be on par with Piccolo, something's got to give. Like, something's up with that.
Yeah, they fought well. I really liked the fight. I don't know if it was part of the animation, but yeah, they just really impressed me, which I was very welcome to, but surprised it happened.
Right.
Like, Piccolo on his own would have got wrecked.
Oh yeah,
absolutely wrecked.
I saw a lot of I got a lot of comments. You know, my whole I've been doing the like top 10 each week sort of thing.
Yeah.
People were getting mad at me when I was saying things like, oh, the Universe 6 Namekians are stronger than Piccolo. They're saying, no, Piccolo could. I'm like, have you been watching the same show I've been watching? Because Piccolo has been getting stomped. Same with Gohan before he transformed too. Like, he was getting stomped too. They had a clear advantage over these guys.
Yeah, I think it was completely understandable at the beginning, where he was like, you know, all their presence and all that, and he saw all the Namekians like being shaken by that. I completely got that. I knew that Gohan would snap him out of it, but like that alone was enough for him to be weaker than them. Like,
I actually totally thought that this was Piccolo going out. I thought he was going to get pushed out, and then I thought that was going to make Gohan go, I need to get serious.
You reckon?
I thought,
I don't know.
But, you know, now it's after the episode now. We're moving on to another one tomorrow, and Piccolo's still there. So, I mean, I didn't think that was necessarily like a good move, or that I wanted to see it. I just thought that's what was going to happen. They bamboozled me.
Well, love that word.
It's a good word.
Piccolo's not long for this world, I don't think, in terms of tournament presence.
Right.
For sure. He's kind of had his moment now, which we've seen a lot of. But that's moving on to a whole other thing. The last episode, 17. Oh man, that guy. Everything he gets involved in is pure gold.
Yeah, I've been considering moving him up ridiculously high in the power rankings just because of how much he's done. But I keep remembering that we need to see 17 against a strong opponent. I want to see him against Dispo or Topo or maybe even Jiren. Like, we don't really have a whole lot going on left. Like, we have the Universe 4 guys, which we should talk about them. We've got the Universe 4 guys, and then the Robot Universe, which so far all those characters, to me, the way they're written, seem like scrubbed characters.
Yeah, not looking forward to this week.
Last week I said like, I didn't even place the Universe 4 Bugs and Shansa, or whatever that little blue guy's name is. I didn't even place them, because I'm like, this is so clearly to me a throwaway episode. So I imagine these guys are gone, and then the robots will have their moment, and it's for pretty much it's Universe 7 and Universe 11 now. That's it. That's pretty much it now.
Well, maybe we'll get like a Transformers mech moment where they all combine like a big robot, like the Megazord from Power Rangers.
That's been discussed very heavily. And also, when you just look at like the green parts of them, like the one's got really big green legs, one's got really big green. I mean, like, come on, like we know. I've also heard theories that the one human looking guy is gonna like pilot it, you know, like almost like an Ava kind of thing. That would be cool.
Yeah,
they did the Magical Girls. They have to do the Gundam thing too. You know, they have to parody everything.
That's true. That's very true.
It's only
good
fair.
Point. Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Need more Gohan, please. More Gohan, please.
Have you seen any? Oh yeah, definitely. Have you seen any particular questions that you like in regards to these things?
I saw some people talking about Soul Punisher for some reason, which is Gogeta's move.
I'm not going to get into Gogeta. I'm almost positive we're not going to see Gogeta, and I've talked in detail about why I don't think it's Gogeta, and there's no reason to believe it's Gogeta. So let's just So I guess the Universe 4 bugs, right? Is that where we're at now? Those guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on them?
I have no thoughts on them. They are they're like, like, I don't know why they've left it so long to bring them into the fray. You know what I mean? Like, there's no hype surrounding them as far as I'm concerned. We're all just waiting for Jiren to be on the move again, which he is. He's up. He's not meditating anymore. He's not napping or whatever.
Right.
So I think maybe from an artistic perspective, I imagine they're just kind of saving these guys. It's a tactical decision in my mind, because now they've done the Ultra Instinct episode with the animation looking really nice. They've done it loads of moments, which is great. So now the Goku Jiren fight must be close. It must be. So they need to chuck in an episode like this where they get their quote unquote big guns out to like animate future episodes like that, because that'll take time. So we get a week of these bug guys and the robot guys, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
All the while they're working on something big, definitely 100%, because there's no way that the last few fights are going to be sloppy animation or anything. So yeah, if we have to like sit through these little bug guys with little gimmicky techniques and stuff like that, bring it on. That's absolutely fine, because I know that the show and the creators are the kind of people that would reward you by the end of it, as we've seen so frequently in the past few episodes.
Yeah, all of that. Just, I mean, there's really, I don't think there's any other way to feel about these guys. I don't think anyone is really excited for them. I think maybe some people are like, oh, I don't even care about this episode. I'm going to skip it. I'm not going to skip it because there's going to be a throwaway line or two in there that I'm going to be like, ooh, like Jiren's going to be like, so I see this, he's going to be, oh, that's interesting. So, something's going to happen. I don't know. It's an OCD thing at this point. I'm 120 almost episodes into this show. I have to watch them all. Watch them all.
I'm right there with you. I wouldn't miss a week.
Even if it got bad, if it got really like it's kind of a it's not the best show in the world, but it's it's definitely not bad for me. But I understand where people would say that it's bad. It does lack some continuity. It does have logical issues, But
yeah,
I don't know. I like it. It's fine.
So now that we've talked a bit about Super, I can't really think of much else that happened in that episode. Can you?
No, not. I mean, I think we touched on it. Pretty much the only thing in Super left to talk about are these two comments that I see right here. If unless you can think of something else.
I mean, there's quite a bit, but it's hearsay and stuff like that, really.
I mean, do you want to get into that? Because that'll slowly lead us to Gogeta territory. I'm not sure if you're ready for that.
Well, I mean, I really liked the giant Rue Brienne. I don't know why the only people going for her was actually 18 and 17.
Right? That's a moment where it's like, ooh, everyone over there.
Pile in, boys, pile in. And Jiren just taps her leg and she's eliminated. Like,
I don't know why Jiren doesn't do anything. Like, why does he just sit there?
Just like, could have cut over to him looking up and people would have been like, oh, Jiren, yay. Just so much fandom over the guy, and I really don't get it at the moment.
Right.
That's something to talk about. I was talking to a guy a little while ago at a party, and he said that Jiren is everything that's wrong with Super. He wasn't a fan. He was like this ridiculously underdeveloped character who's inexplicitly strong, that says nothing, is really boring me. And this was after the Ultra Instinct fight. And I kind of got to agree with him on a lot of the points he made, but Yeah, I hold out hope that he'll become a bit more of a relatable, interesting character, especially in terms of whatever his wish is going to be.
Okay,
You know,
so you have seen him portrayed in the manga now.
I
Like
have, yes.
that's so different.
I
Like,
know. Even Topo is
yeah.
so different in the
He's
manga.
a little more like sinister, I think, in the manga. Although you could argue that that's just him being more confident, you know.
Yeah, he's
But
friendly. You know,
I
he's
mean,
he's kind of like, oh, that was a good fight, Goku. Oh, I mean, he eliminates Goku in that preliminary
I
match,
guess,
right?
yeah, I guess he was a well. I mean, he didn't think first of all he didn't think Goku was a bad guy, so he
Hmm.
responded a little differently to him. But I was kind of thinking about him kicking Goku in the Nether regions, which is
Yeah.
something we don't see. And then the other thing is that he kind of had a this is actually really weird. He smiled. He had this like smirk talking about Jiren, and his mouth came like above his mustache because he was smiling. And I remember thinking like, I don't. This is why they don't animate him smiling in the shows because that looks really weird.
Yeah.
But it looked so like it looked like he was like I can't wait to kick you guys' ass and all that kind of stuff. Like that was I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but to me, he seems like he's a lot more willing to erase universes for the sake of his own universe. And then Jiren to me seems more like a virtuous character, and in the anime it
Yeah.
seems swapped. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
He's
Anyway, Jiren's better in the manga. I don't know who enjoys. I would go as far as to say that the strong, silent, inexplicably strong character isn't what's wrong with Super, but what's wrong with Shonen in general.
yes.
So I
I'm
mean,
not
yeah,
a. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the anime. I absolutely love it. It's so good. But and I don't necessarily even hate Jiren, to be honest. I don't enjoy him that much. That might be partly the way he got rid of Hit. Like, I really didn't want a Hit to go at all. So I'm a bit salty about that one. When he was curb stomping Goku, the animation's so cool and like it's such a badass moment, but I don't find myself going back to watch it again, which is strange because I if I have the iPad or my phone or whatever and I'm bored, I just want to watch something. Like it's usually like unless if there's nothing new out, then I'll just like watch old fights or clips or whatever's recommended, and I see that quite a lot, and I never go and watch it. I don't know why. It's just I can only say that it must be like a character that I'm not really that interested in
right.
at the moment. You know, it's strange. I can't really put this thought into words. It's just he's not that interesting right now to me. I don't know. I prefer manga, Jiren. I will be reading that as it comes out.
Right. Yeah. It is what it is. I
Uh,
mean, the thing is that when you have these two wildly different um interpretations of the same character, like it's tough cuz I like I like manga Jiren a lot. Just the way he's introduced, like he's like I don't want to be part of this thing. I don't want to be responsible for eliminating other people. That would explain why
mm,
he's not doing anything in the Tournament of Power right now. If they incorporated that, that would be great. But then again, you can't incorporate everything from the anime to the manga. Like the manga has the whole controlled Super Saiyan Blue thing and no
yeah.
Kaioken on top of it. I think it would be cool if they could have the controlled Super Saiyan Blue, and I also like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. So it's like, damn it, like you can't like there's so many cool things from both, but so many things that don't make sense in both, and then trying to put them both together is impossible. So it's like, yeah, it's a little tough. It's a little tough liking both the manga and the anime.
Right. I found a question from
DT gotta get cheese. I'll be back in a few. That's such a specific.
right. I saw that. I was like, "Do you, man?
I
Do
actually had a
you?"
question from a little while back. I see
Okay.
two questions. One is about I want to what was yours about? Just as a
Uh,
general topic. I want to see if we're thinking of the same ones.
It's Clover Parsley. What do you think of Gohan getting a similar form to Super Saiyan Rage, but instead it's Mystic? We call it Mystic Rage.
Okay, cool. That was one of those that I was thinking about. Yeah.
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 It would have to be in the style of Rage Trunks, I think. Not quite this, but not quite that. I think would probably be a good way to go with that.
You think like a blue rim around his body with the white aura?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah,
That'd be
I'd quite
kinda
like
cool.
that.
Have his pupils gone so he looks like he's possessed. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd like that. Gohan would look that much more threatening, I
Yeah.
guess. Because Rage Trunks was an absolute hit to everyone, like, loved it. I think they could definitely do the same for Gohan.
I think some people didn't like the whole it wasn't explained thing, but that's because they love the form so much. So
Yeah.
yeah. I think that would be really cool. Mystic Rage kind of. I mean, Gohan definitely does need to go further with the Mystic thing if he gets any other power ups. I mean, honestly, what I would like to see from Gohan is for him not to get any specific forms, just for him to be the guy that's in his base form. That's like, I don't need Super Saiyan, I don't need Ultra Instinct, I don't need any of this stuff. All I need is my genius brain, and that's all that I'm gonna use to defeat you. That I want him to be that guy.
Yeah, that would be. I'd like seeing that. A bit more tactic. Is that what you mean? A bit more tact.
Yeah, I want him to be the guy that beats everyone just because he's really strong on his own, but he's also smarter than everyone too.
Yeah.
Like the way Piccolo is supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. He's passing that torch again.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, that would be cool. What I see is a little bit above that is another one from Christopher Payano. What are your guys' thoughts on the universe's erasures looking like instant transmissions rather than disintegrations? I feel it takes away from sentimental value. Do you think it takes away from it at all?
No, because the noise it makes, it's not. I didn't think, oh, they're just being transported. It's like I can't even do it.
Right. Yeah.
Like a weird noise, like a cutting noise almost. I don't know. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think what he's saying is it's they're not making it very very like brutal, you know what I mean? Like it's not. I think if they had something where they were like screaming and then in the middle of the scream they got erased so that the voice is just cut off, something like that. That's a little traumatic, or like if their heads explode and there was blood everywhere, or like that scene in Akira at the very end when he like is turning into a big blob and he's just like all that. If that happened to them, that stuff can't be shown in the anime just because it's a kid's show first and foremost as far as the slot and on Fuji TV. Like they can't show that level of violence, so it's never gonna be that bad. But like they're okay. So with the whole Beerus destroying Zama's thing, that was really cool, and that was kind of what I was hoping for these guys, for the little particles to come off the body, because that looks more like they're like being destroyed more so than just. Yeah, it does look a little bit like they're being erased. It's a little bit, easy on the eyes, I guess, but maybe it shouldn't be. I kind of agree with that. I do.
Yeah, I get what you mean from that perspective. I mean, it's a animation goldmine just to do that. Like, so much easier. So much easier. But they could have gone either way. I'm happy with the way it does it. I think in terms of sentimental value, we got that in this week's episode. The speeches, the music, even the lighting, just the blue light over them.
Because these episodes were the ones, I mean, these universes anyway, were the ones that we cared about. It was kind of sad with Goas, but like we didn't really care that much. But with Kaba and Hit specifically, because we've known them as characters for so long, and Champa and all that, like those were characters we really cared about, all of us. And it was, I think with the Universe 2 guys, the Ribrians and all of them, I think they anticipated those being fan favorites. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shown her so much. So, yeah, I kind of agree with them making a bigger deal about those erasures than the others.
I mean, Beerus handled it like a champ. No pun intended. When his brother got erased. You know, it was quite a solemn moment right at the end of the episode. Kind of looks back over at him, and then he gets erased. He looks back, and I think he says something like, "Say something, you idiot," or something like that. It
Yeah.
was quite a nice little. The whole thing was very well done and emotional. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If they're all fading away and stuff, it wouldn't have added anything to it, I don't think.
Yeah, I think if they were like brutally, like if they were like in pain while it was happening, it probably that moment would have been it would have been received different. Like it would have it would have added to I guess like it would have made it would have made the stakes feel, you know, higher or whatever, but like it also would have taken away from that sweet moment that we had, the whole like, you know, Hit being like, oh, you know, well, not Hit doing anything, but the whole Kaba, like, you know, with Vegito, like you get him, you know, master or whatever, like you've got this, I believe in you. And then the whole Champa can't say goodbye to his brother even when he's about to die. Like he just can't bring himself to not be an ass. Like
Yeah.
that whole moment, like that's important for them as characters, I think, for them to have those, you know, reactions to this whole thing. So I think if afterwards they were like, oh, it burns, you know, I don't think that would have been a good
See
thing.
you later, Vegeta Sensei. Oh god.
Oh god. Yeah. That wouldn't have been good for it.
Everyone's just looking on in horror, like, ugh. That'd have been an awkward 2 minutes.
Yeah, they have a nice sweet goodbye moment followed by, you know, oh, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
love, hand melting.
Although I'm sure some people would have loved to see Ribrianne suffer, but not me. I'm not into that. It was good in Akira though. That was cool.
Yeah.
Different genre though.
I just realized as well, like, if Vegeta's already promised to like revive Universe 6, why did Champa send? Well, I didn't. You know what? This is a mute point because I was wondering why Kefla rather attacked Goku when they could have like been teammates for the whole tournament instead of part of it. But she just wanted the challenge from Goku, so I guess my point is completely mute. Ignore that. Moving on.
So, okay, so this is from DB Fan. The say something line. We don't know for sure, right? Are we saying that we don't know for sure who he was talking to for this? It's just a huge speculation. Some people have been saying that he's saying say something to the narrator because he wants the episode to wrap up. He's like, don't look at me because I'm having a moment. I did not interpret it that way. I interpreted the first time I saw it, I thought he was saying say something like to somebody else. You know, if you're at a funeral and like the guy who it affects, like if it was at someone's brother's funeral. I don't want anyone to have to imagine that or anything like that, but just if you're at somebody's brother's funeral, it's very common a lot of times for them to not know what to say and for you to just kind of sit there and be quiet. And then they look at you and they go, can you like freaking say something? Like, I don't know. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then, cause you're able to be more composed than they are probably. So I thought that was his way of like saying, Ten Shinhan, Krillin, one of you guys, someone start talking because I can't handle this. What's going on? That's kind of what I thought he was saying. But then, with the thing that you just said, I heard from a couple other people that whole, he was saying it like, Champa, how can you just leave without saying something like that? Like that also makes sense to me too. And now I don't know which one it is. So any thoughts now that I've put that other spin on it?
Well, yeah, I never actually saw it that way at all. I completely thought it was like a last word to Champa. Like, you know, you should say something. He just got erased. He's calling him an idiot, you know. Mm-hmm. I just completely saw it that way. I never thought it was a narrator thing. I never thought he was talking to Krillin or Tien or anyone. I just saw it that way. And I'm still sticking to that because that makes most sense to me. But it's a beautiful thing when one sentence can get you thinking from so many different perspectives.
Oh, yeah. And then I definitely don't think it's the narrator, by the way. I'm not meaning to offend anyone that truly believes that or has that theory or anything. It's
a good theory.
It is, but Dragon Ball's not that kind of show really to break the fourth wall in that way. Like they break the fourth wall all the time, but it's like before episodes. Like Goku says, on this next episode, oh man, I'm in trouble. Make sure you watch it. Cheap plug. Make sure to sub to my YouTube channel as well. By the way, guys, sub to my YouTube channel as well. And Sans channel's in the description.
listen to him. Yeah, it's highlighted. I'll just post it in the chat. Like
I will find a way to plug anything, anytime, anywhere, no matter what.
Can I just point to a comment I just saw from Paulette? Hello from France. I understand one word out of you two. You speak too quickly, English people.
Oh.
That really tickled me.
What? How do you say sorry in French? I don't know how.
You're asking me. I studied German.
Dude, you're like right next to France. Like,
what's that? What kind of excuse is that?
I'm also right next to Canada, so I got no excuse. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna pop to the shop in France. Yeah. Good thing I know French. Like, what?
I thought it was a valid thing. I don't know. I don't usually when I'm trying to trap somebody with my bullcrap, I'm not usually thinking about geography. So that's what I need to work on.
Anyway, yeah. Dragon Désolé.
Okay. Is that right? Is it an A sound? Désolé?
Désolé.
I probably sound like actually the way I sound like to you when I speak. When I speak to you, like, or just Americans in general, do you hear so I came back from the store. Is that did I change accents just now at all? Like
100%. It was uncanny. I actually spent a bit of my youth traveling around Canada, and I remember once, like, I had their number, like a family I met, took me in and that, and like it was really nice. But basically, I had their number. So about a few months when I got back to England, I decided to call them, and I thought, okay, I'm going to surprise them. I'm going to put on like a American Canadian accent, see how that goes. They answered the phone, like, "Hey there." They didn't say that.
That was really good, though. Hey there.
Like, hello. I was like, oh, hey there. Why am I saying it now?
Right?
I said whatever I said. They knew instantly that it was me. It was, oh my days. I can't do it. But no, you guys are like coherent. It's fine. To be honest, my fiance actually has a tint of American in the way she speaks, and I love it. I think it's great. So no hillbilly from your voice, no.
That's a shame. And honestly, that accent doesn't really exist. Just like our English accent. If you watch, an English quote unquote character in an American TV show or a movie, like that accent doesn't exist.
Oh, I can 100%. I can 100% attest that English accent does exist, but
it does.
I resent the fact that we're always the bloody villains. Like, I was watching Suits, I think it was, American law firm, blah blah blah. It's like, we've got someone from the London office helping us today. Oh god, what a bad guy. It's like, I'm Basil C. Wallisworth, and oh my, the way you do things here is most unorthodox. It's like, god. Like, I remember saying to my partner, I was like, I'd turn up, I'd be like, you're right, what's up, you're doing that wrong. Like, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Not, oh my, the Chancellor will hear about this in the morning. Oh my.
Well, I mean, look, take it this way. So the English accent bad guys in American cinema and all that kind of stuff are the classy bad guys. They're the bad guys that wear the suits and they have a company that, they do their evil stuff with, and they're very proper and like, they I don't know, they're cultured bad guys. There we go. Cultured bad guys. So I guess it's like, if we're going to have a bad guy that's not you know, like that fits into society better than he's English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything. It sounded good in my head, and then it just didn't translate.
Well, all right, we're definitely straying away from Dragon Ball Z as
Wow, I was just. By the way, does Vegeta in the English dub, does he have a British accent or not? I cannot decide. I don't think Chris Sabat can decide either.
No, and that makes me think, because my mate watches Dragon Ball Super in English because that's just, you know, his preference, and he was telling me that the Goku Black arc actually starts in January, and we've had a lot of discussions about you know, is he going to go full on English? Because I don't know if you've heard it. I imagine you have, but in Xenoverse.
Ooh, this is a good seg. We're doing a really good job this time, aren't we?
Damn, we're on fire. We've ruined it by like completely acknowledging our success.
No, it makes sense. We go from the accents to the Goku Black to the Xenoverse. This is perfect. Keep going. I love it.
So yeah, when I'm streaming and stuff, which I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Cheap play. Check that out. 5 o'clock UK time. Is it 5 o'clock UK time?
It's 8 o'clock UK time.
Oh, 8 o'clock. Oh, geez. Usually. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're like several hours. I don't know. I only know my times.
So selfish. Gosh.
Oh, yeah. Because for me, it's like 3. So like I sometimes catch it. I sometimes. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got it.
So Goku Black and his Rose form came to Xenoverse, and Goku Black's voice is supposed to be the one that's in the anime once it gets English dubbed. Now, Goku Black base form to Rose, as some of you might not know who don't play the game or pay attention to it, are very different. They're very different voices. Now, with Goku Black's base form, we've got a kind of Solid Snake, kind of I'm a god kind of thing, like
filthy mortals. Like it's it's really
that's just like that. Actually, you hit it spot on.
It's almost like a Christopher Nolan Batman sort of. Just, I mean, he does kind of sound like Goku though. So
yeah, like it's all right. Like it's not bad. It's not the best. I didn't really like it that much, to be honest. But
yeah, I didn't either.
I can see it working. But then we move over to Rose when we got the DLC, and he is completely different. He is extremely British. He's like, what do you think of my new form? I'm Rose. Now I'm sounding a bit like Bane. My, what a lovely gee.
I actually know why they're two different voices, and I might know how he sounds in the show based on that, if you want to hear.
Yeah, go shoot.
Okay, so Toei is very they're very secretive with everything. So they don't even tell other companies like Funimation important plot details because so they were recording the voices for Xenoverse well before Goku Black was announced in the show. So they couldn't tell anyone. They couldn't trust Chris Sabat. They couldn't trust Funimation at all. Like nobody else. So their whole thing about Goku Black is he is an evil Goku.
Yeah.
And Chris is like, okay, well, like, how is he the actual character Goku? And they're like, we can't tell you. And they're like, okay, well, so we just want to know, like, as far as like how to give him a good voice, like, what's his backstory? Where did he come from? We can't tell you. So it was back and forth like that to the point where they're just like, okay, he's an evil Goku. So Sean Schemmel was like, okay, so he's just Goku, but evil. So I'll take my Goku voice and I'll make it really evil sounding. Sean Schemmel, by the way, has some really, really great voices in that kind of style, but not so Goku'd up, you know? He's trying to do an in-between of a bad guy and Goku, and it kind of doesn't work. So and he agrees that it doesn't work, by the way. But Chris Sabat said something about, so as things go on, we've, started to, he basically said that might not be Goku Black's voice in the anime because now they know more about him, and those are kind of weird things. So I think that the voice he has when he's Rose is just his voice. That's what Goku Black will sound like. And if it is, I love that voice for Goku Black.
Right? It's so good. Like, what he says? When you do the grab with him and he does the very anime movement.
The only one of those I know is everything. That's the only one I know as far as things that
Bardock.
No, as far as anything anyone yells, that's the only one I know because of the meme.
Everything. He's so good. I love Bardock.
I remember that there's a D-Free video that he did where it was a Dokkan battle video and he had Bardock, and every single time Bardock super attacked, he went everything. He couldn't help himself. Oh yeah, but anyway, the grab thing he does, yeah.
What he says? It's you better learn when to quit, or something like that.
Oh yeah. See, okay, so here's where having and I don't even know if that's so much of an English accent as it is just trying to sound really proper, you know what I mean? But it's that like posh British accent, you know. So it's supposed to make him sound, not only is it the evil British guy kind of voice, but it's also the, you know, oh well, I am the best that there ever. Like he has a huge like ego kind of sound to his voice as well. So it kind of mixes the Goku with the ego with the remember at all times he is a god. And just blends all of them so well together.
I love it. I think he's actually my main. I love playing as Rose.
He is just pretty cool.
Everything he says, all his move sets are exactly like they are in the anime. They couldn't have done a better job with him. It's exactly like the anime, all of his moves.
So here's my question now is, if I go and fill up my water, are you able to rattle on about all the new stuff in Xenoverse for the next couple of minutes or next minute or so?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll be right back. Take it away with the new segment. We planned this. This worked perfectly because we planned.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Super Saiyan Blue has just been announced for Xenoverse as a transformation coming soon. A lot of people feel like it should have been in the game from the beginning, myself included. I imagine it would be included in the DLC. I don't know what it'll do to your stats, but I can't imagine it being any kind of cheese or anything like that. It'll just be a character transformation. So your created characters will now be able to become Super Saiyan Blue, which is great. It's not that hype, really. Personally, I don't think. A lot of people are very excited about it. But I would like to see Rose transformation into the game, because I don't think it would really take that much to chuck it in. I don't know what you guys think. Surely it couldn't be that much of an effort for them to chuck Rose in. I would love to see Rose more than I would like to see Super Saiyan Blue, but I definitely understand the decision to chuck Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan into the game for you guys to benefit from. The character animation for Super Saiyan Blue is yet to be confirmed. Like with future Super Saiyan, you kind of have that future Gohan moment when he's fighting the androids, where he kind of puts his arms out. You know, he's kind of like a star kind of thing,
right?
Yeah, no, you've listened to all of that. I was just saying.
No, I have no idea what at all you've been discussing. I should have brought my phone. I should have turned the stream on and brought my phone so I could listen at least. But no, I didn't.
Well, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
It would have, but you know, it's what it is.
I was just saying. So, Super Saiyan Blue has actually been announced as a transformation in the future for future DLC. I'm happy with it. It won't break the game. It will just give you that kind of, you know, you can make your creator characters go Super Saiyan Blue now. The transformation sequence should be interesting. But what I was saying was that not instead of that, I think that they should have chucked the Rose transformation in, because it couldn't be that hard to implement that as well if they're already doing Super Saiyan Blue. I would probably prefer that almost than Super Saiyan Blue, but I understand their decision to go with Blue.
I think they should release Blue, Rose, and the Rage Trunks thing all at once.
Yeah, well, funny you should say that, because in the last DLC, people were really mad, actually. Myself included to a degree, because they brought out Vegito Blue and merged the Masu, and the stories accompanying the saga came with it, and there were some really nice cutscenes in that, by the way. So we were all very excited because excuse me, Rage Trunks would obviously be in that saga. Now, we were expecting Rage Trunks to be a playable character, and to a degree he was. So in the story, he has the transformation, you know, he has no pupils, we get the cool looking effect. And then the second the fight starts, he's just back to Trunks, and you don't get a different Trunks. The only thing that differs to him is the fact that his moveset has slightly varied, and now you have the special attack Sword of Hope, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's very nice, it's very powerful. You can get it for your characters, it's cool, but it's not Rage Trunks. It's not Rage Trunks as a character, it's not Rage Trunks as a transformation. You just have to kind of take it as Rage Trunks because you've got the Sword of Hope move, which was very disappointing for a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's kind of my whole thing with that is, you know, I mean, it's a cool and different form, and you could say, oh, Rose is just for Goku Black, and the Rage thing is just for Trunks, but you can go Super Vegeta. You can go the wait. Do they have the buff thing, or is it just Super Vegeta and Super Vegeta 2?
They don't have the buff thing, no.
Okay, but still, they've got the Super Vegeta transformation. That's supposed to be a Vegeta exclusive thing because it says Vegeta in there. So come on, give people Rose, give people the Rage Trunks thing. No one cares about the buff form. I just
well,
I understand why that's not in there.
The other one is Super Saiyan God. Now, Super Saiyan God in the game has a very, very nice kind of flamey aura to it.
Right.
And it looks fantastic. It's like really nice to play. It moves fluently and stuff. But the problem I have with it, standing on the side of the developers on this one, is if you give that kind of fiery aura to all your creator characters, it's probably going to cause a lot of problems. You know, kind of animating that in for your characters and stuff like that. I imagine it would. It's like Deborah's cape. There's a lot of problems with Deborah's cape. It doesn't flow quite right in certain situations, and I imagine that would be the problem. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the worst thing. You don't play as him and think, you know, you're not seeing videos of loads of moments or anything like that.
I need to hop into your next Xenoverse stream and try to look for that. If I hop in, I'll be requesting Dabra, so just be ready for it.
No worries. I actually spent a few hours today making a Deborah video, so that'll be out eventually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I mean, this is stuff that maybe can be patched somewhat, but also realistically, if it's already out and it's released and all this kind of stuff, they're probably like, well, this is as good as it's gonna get. Because you got to keep in mind that Xenoverse 3 is going to come out at some point. Chances of it not coming out with how successful Dragon Ball and Xenoverse both are in their own right, it's not. I mean, like it's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen. So, you know, I think a lot of these, we're getting to the point where we're going to get the DLC packs where they don't care as much. You know what I mean? When you got a game that does really well and you want to do a sequel and it's got DLCs and all that, it eventually gets to the point where they start kind of phoning in the DLCs because they're like, well, is this a DLC package or is this a sequel kind of thing? And so they start doing that too. So I think we're seeing that a little bit now.
Well, I don't know if you know, but the next DLC characters have actually been announced.
Is that actually I think Dabra is the last one that I heard of.
Well, next DLC is going to include Jiren.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah,
Ultra Instinct Goku and 17 from the Tournament of Power.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you know, it's definitely one to look out for because this DLC, the characters were so random, so random, and I'm okay with it. But like for example, today and yesterday, today mainly, I've had a bit of time off, so I've made videos on the new characters, kind of testing them out and stuff like that. It will be out on the weekend, so it's not really much of a spoiler. But
is Buhan in this latest DLC? Is that
he is?
Right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
he's very good, very good.
That's what I was hoping for him because I saw his like, you know, preview, him doing all of his specials, like the Ghost Kamikaze thing and all that. I was like, okay, all right, so this should be really cool because he's kind of a mix of a couple different characters just because of who he's absorbed. So that could be pretty cool.
They did that really well, actually. I mean, he doesn't really fit my play style very well, but I can see him as a good character. I mean, even his evasive move, he backflips and fires a special beam cannon, which to me
Ooh,
was
that's cool.
insane. I was like, okay, there's like a Kamehameha coming towards me. Jump out of it, special beam cannon, dice. I was like, oh my god, what the? That's crazy. Like, it's so cool. They the good thing they do with these DLCs is they make their moves very true to the anime, and that's the biggest thing for me. I love it. I think that's maybe the reason why I love Rose so much, because his moves are so similar to the anime. It's just great. Like, they did a great job with Buhan. You got the Candy Beam, you got Kamehameha, you got Super Ghost Kamikaze, and his ultimate is Super Kamehameha. Like, it pretty much wraps up his moveset, really. Like, he doesn't do much else other than that in the anime. So you've just got it covered. Like,
What about
unless you
the
can think
Divine Lasso? What kind of name for a non-lasso attack is that, by the way?
Yeah, I know. That's such a cool attack. I love
It is
it.
a cool attack, but like, why lasso? Like, what the hell? Who's translating that?
I have no idea.
He does
Like,
have some of the coolest moves, like just in general, just in the anime, like everything. Every time he got kicked in the stomach too hard, he was like, "Ooh, I have a scythe now." Like,
yeah. Like, I'm just gonna burn my hand. Oh, it
yeah.
hurts
Oh,
so
that's such a
much.
good scene. I forgot
Like, oh,
about
what we
that.
got in here? It's like that kind of
Mhm.
wannabe magician that turns up at your house. He's like, oh, what have I got in my hand? It's a scythe. Like, what? Like, what the?
Except
Where did
Zamas
that
isn't
come
doing,
from?
or Black rather, same thing. He's not doing magic. He is literally stabbing himself. So he's like, I guess David Blaine. I guess he
I
would be.
guess.
He's like David Blaine, but like evil. I mean, we don't know for sure David Blaine isn't evil. Like, let's be real about it. He's a
Well, yeah,
strange
you
guy.
never
Let's
do
just
know.
yeah.
It's the quiet ones you gotta look out for.
Yeah.
But then we got in the DLC, you got Deborah. Great friggin' ultimate, a bit slow. I think I really do feel playing with them today. I'm not sure if it was laggy because I was playing ranked matches, which I don't often. But their combos just, there's something wrong with them. Like Deborah, like his XXXX, like standard combo. The last hit just falls short of actually hitting the enemy. So I don't know what was going on there. It's a bit odd. A bit odd.
I would call it Divine Lasso, the mortal purger. Damn, that's pretty epic.
That's a nice name, actually. Yeah,
I like the word purge just in general. That's pretty nice.
it really fits with the character. To be fair.
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, any other tasty Xenoverse stuff?
So basically, Jiren's stats have apparently been released, and
Uh-oh.
there's yeah, this is a bit concerning. Two things actually. Well, Jiren's stats are supposed to be very close to that of Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and he is one of the cheapest, easy to use, overpowered characters in the game. When I fight a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, I have to try hard, regardless of who it is, because it's just too easy to win with. Like, just too easy. So his moveset will depend a lot on whether or not he's a bit of a cheese character. And also with this DLC, we got Android 13, and he has a move called data input. And basically what that does is it's very quick to activate, doesn't take a lot of key. If you stand still, you're impervious to any physical attack, really. Any physical attack, he will just, he'll do a Ultra Instinct type move. So completely just dodge it. There are ways around it. I don't rate it that highly, but apparently people are going around cheesing with it a lot. So like in a few of my matches today, they'll just, they'll knock me away. They'll go into data input, which lasts quite a while. And that's it, like physical attacks just aren't going to work. And, 70% of the battles in the game are physical battles. You just punch them and like slash them and everything, and those don't work anymore. Now, in relation to the Ultra Instinct Goku, people are hating data input as it is, Ultra Instinct Goku must have something like that. If it's not built in, then it'll be a move, and I can see that creating a lot of problems.
Yeah, how do you... Okay, so with Dokkan Battle, the way the card works is not the way he works in the anime, which I think is fine, because if you had a card that worked that way in the anime, it would be kind of broken. But, you know, it's the whole, once you get down to a certain amount of HP, then he starts dodging. And it's not every time. It's like just a high chance, but you have to be below a certain amount of HP, and then it's only for a certain amount of turns. That makes the most sense to me. So maybe it's the kind of thing where you can activate, like, what is it called in like the old Budokai games? Like what is it? Like it's your last resort move where you've got the red glow around you. What is that called?
Like a final stand kind of thing, or
it's like it's like the crap. I don't know. Someone in the comment section.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it's like
Fighters has it too. It's that whole like it's the last resort thing. You're shrouded in that red energy and all that kind of stuff. That whole thing. I think they could maybe give him something like that where you activate it and then he dodges everything, but it's for like 30 seconds, and then after that you can never use that move again. So it takes up a whole slot. That after you've used it, that's a whole slot gone. So then there's advantages and disadvantages to it.
Maybe I would like something like that for it, but I really don't feel like it's going to come over to Xenoverse. I think he'll just be I hate to say it, I just think he's going to be a cheesy character.
I think he's going to be another hit, just like, because they don't care. Like, they're just like, okay, now let's just do hit all over again, but it's Goku. Like, hit with ridiculous stats. That's what it's going to be. I know.
Then it's like, hey, you know what? Let's bring out Hit, but in his awakened form. I was like, what? No, I remember playing my first game against a Hit Awaken. He just absolutely destroyed my HP with a few hits. Oh man, I hope not, because I watched my friend Mr. Toonami's video. He's having a bit of a time with Xenoverse at the moment because his problem with there was a what is it, a Bandai Namco stream where they kind of highlighted the DLC characters, and like Rhymestar was there, Siriax was there. And a few other Dragon Ball Z YouTubers, Afro Senju, and it was nice. Like, it was fine watching like the characters. My friend Toonami made the point that he was a bit mad. Like, he didn't really focus on the characters because he's going to play them himself. He's going to make his own mind up about them when he gets them, which is fine. His point that he got mad about was, they've got this platform to ask questions and stuff. And they're asking stuff like, is Android 21 from Fighters going to be a character in Xenoverse and all that? And not once did they touch on any of the bugs or the problems or the online things or, server issues and stuff like that. And to a degree, I can understand that. Like, you wouldn't sit in front of Bandai Namco live and say, man, your game's like messing up. Are you going to fix any of these problems? They're going to talk about the positives, but they definitely need to address quite a lot in the game before they bring out characters like Hit and Ultra Instinct Goku. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just need it's a bit. There are definitely problems with the game at the moment, where Dokkan Battle is a lot more polished. It's a lot more refined. There's fairness, you got teams that you can build and stuff like that, and it's really up to you. Otherwise, it's luck on what you pull. But Xenoverse is a whole other issue. There's like characters like Hit, like does way too much damage, key stuns, Z vanishing, and all this kind of like little exploits you can make in the game, And now they're going to tell us, you got to bring out Jiren and Goku. And to a lot of people, and this Toonami guy, it just seems to open up more problems to the game. So some people are quite cynical at this current point in time. What would you think would be a good fix all round for a game like that, when they're having problems of bringing out characters like such high status?
The fix that is already in place, Xenoverse 3. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing now. They're like, well, let's keep Xenoverse 2 going strong, and then we'll announce Xenoverse 3 now without this problem that you hate, now without this character's broken skill that you hate, and all this kind of stuff. But in the meantime, they need to keep it going, so they need to keep putting out content. So you're gonna get these like kind of problematic, you know, just characters in general. You're gonna have problems that never get solved because I think they're leading up to Xenoverse 3. So maybe I'm cynical.
Yeah.
You know,
You can look at it anyway, you know, like cynical, positive. It's all relative, really. There's problems with any game, and a game like
hyper
this,
mode. That was it. Sorry, hyper mode is like when you go into that final like blasting with the red aura and stuff. That was in. I think it was one of the Budokais that says, but pretty much every Dragon Ball game has it now. That hyper mode. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
no, that was bugging me as well. And thank you, Silent Echo, for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
But otherwise, in terms of Xenoverse stuff, there's not really anything bigger than that, like, coming to the game. Like, you know, it's been out for a while. They definitely, you know what, one thing actually about Xenoverse is I've noticed it's kind of creeping over to other games quite a lot, the old Xenoverse storyline, which I like.
Yeah, it is a really good story. Like, that's the one thing it's always had going for it. Just the whole, because if you're gonna play through these games again, or play through these stories again, you want a little bit of a twist, and they make it so it feels so natural, and it makes so much sense for this to happen. And this was already kind of a pre-established, you know, way of playing through these games. I think it was it Dragon Ball Online that where Toa and Mira showed up first? Or was it Heroes?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay,
apparently it was actually. Yeah, either one of them they did.
So this is already a concept that's pretty well fleshed out by the time that it gets mainstream with Xenoverse. So that's pretty cool. Do you guys want Mira and Toa's son in the game? Oh yeah. So who do you think it's their son?
I was actually going to ask you what your thoughts were. Fu, you've seen him, right?
Yeah, I think for sure it's him. Just all the, like, his character code and the considering the other options that he could be, it just makes the most sense that that's who it's going to be. But once again, as a guy that doesn't play Xenoverse and isn't really the best guy to talk to about this kind of stuff, yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but just from what I have seen, that's what makes the most sense to me. I don't know who else it really could be that would make sense.
Well, theory is that it might be Fit Boo.
Oh yeah. So okay, so the I was trying to think of who the other really compelling argument was. Since he's kind of a throwaway character, like he's in Dokkan Battle, right? But Dokkan Battle has a lot more characters when you think about it than most other games, because there's, you know, a million different cards and a million different cards for each, you know, main character and all that. So
yeah,
you know, Xenoverse just got Dabra. Xenoverse just got Buhan for the first time in all of Xenoverse, including the first one. So, and Buhan's a huge character, so I don't see them adding Fit Boo. They also said a new original character would show up, and I don't think Jiren counts as a new original character. I think it has to be a new original character for the series.
Well, in regards to Fu, I'll never turn down a new character. Sure, you know, the more the merrier. But I have no relation to this character. I have just a silent 1.5 minute clip of this guy causing a little bit of trouble. I have no relation to him at all. Like, I would much prefer someone like Fit Boo, because, like, you know, people know who he is, but he's got no storyline.
But what if they give him his storyline this time?
But they won't. Like, I know they won't.
Okay, fair. Never mind. But what if he's in baby form and you get to fight with a tiny little baby?
Well, I don't know really how to answer that.
That would be so awesome. Just imagine being a little baby and, like, they can't, like, every third hit just doesn't hit because of your size. you know, everyone, you have to hit low. Like if you fire a Kamehameha, it just goes right over his head. It would take.
We've already got that. We got Cybermen and Cell Juniors. So I guess it could be done.
Well, I mean, I guess okay. Well, I mean, I guess he would actually probably be the size of a Cyberman. So yeah, that's nothing new. Never mind. All right.
He's like he's a nothing character to me. Like I wouldn't. The thing is, it goes back to what I was saying before, like seeing Rose and Buhan and Deborah and all that with moves that I recognize, and I'm thinking, damn, this is awesome. This is so good. This guy could turn up with basically any move, and I'll be like, oh, that's new. Like, oh, never seen that before. Yeah, all right. Like, I've got no relation.
I just got a really fun text from my brother. So he stopped playing Dokkan Battle for like 4 months or something like that. And then he just texts me. Sometimes I get notifications on my phone, and I think maybe it's one of the mods telling me something. So I always check, but it never is. And then when I don't check, it is. So it just, I can't win. But the thing he just sent me is Janemba's dodge is super expletive replaced annoying, and I keep forgetting because so he didn't see Janemba in the Japanese version either. So this is his first experience with it. Do you remember your first time taking on that event?
What, Janemba?
Yeah.
Oh, I died inside.
So he's doing it like, I think he must be on a grind or something. I think he pulled Janemba, so I think he might even have to grind some of the super attack for him too, because he just got back in, so he has no Elder Kais.
Fair.
So I just laughed. I'm like, good. I'm glad you're suffering through that, because we all have to do it.
Yeah, we've all been there. I remember making my Janemba guide on how to beat him. I'd just beaten him once, and I was making the guide straight after, and I was like, well, this guy's a bit unique. I'll tell you why when we start fighting him. And there it is, dodge.
Yep.
Like, I hate that dodge so freaking much.
Sometimes it's fun because it's a little bit tricky to get through, and it's a little bit more challenging than other events. But when you're just trying to get through it, like I even said in a stream one time, somebody said do Janemba. I don't need to do Janemba anymore. There's no reason for me to collect any more medals.
Yeah.
At least not right now. Like I can wait. I didn't pull Janemba, so I don't need those medals. And somebody said, yeah, play through the Janemba event with such and such team. And I was like, okay. And then Janemba dodged every turn. And I was like, I hate this event. Like, it's the first time I've just blatantly yelled that I hate something, like on stream. Just I didn't even care anymore. I was like, whatever. Like I'll be real about it. I try to be the positive guy, but I need to be real right here. I'm suffering inside. Like I think it was like a tech team. So I had Candy Vegito, and then it was free to play tech. So I had Candy Vegito, and I had Yamcha and Bulma, and they all have dodge. So it was just like dodge. Janem is dodging everything. I'm dodging everything. Nothing's getting done. I'm like, come on, man.
I think it's okay to do that event when you're streaming it, but when I'm sat there on my sofa or couch for you, I'm sat there and I'm just looking at like, ugh.
Yeah, the desire to mod things becomes very real.
I pulled 2 of the Janembas, so I was like, oh, well, I've really got to grind as much as I can for him. It was just an absolute nightmare. What would have taken 5 minutes took 10 minutes a time, and it was just such a grind. Oh, my days. So lucky to have pulled him. Yay.
Right. Now, are we off of? I know you got to go soon. Are we off of Xenoverse yet, or is there anything else we should hop into? Because once we do LR Vegetto Blue, there's no turning back, and you know that.
Yes, I got nothing to say. I am enjoying Xenoverse still, loving it, and yeah, I really like editing videos for Xenoverse more than I do Dokkan, because I don't have that background knowledge for Dokkan. I can't talk too technically about it, so I can show, funny fights, good fights, stuff like that. I very much enjoy it from that perspective still. I
want to do more fun things. Like I want to take, here's the thing is I always remember to do this kind of stuff. And then, I look at what events are available. I need to remember to do these things on the weekends when all the events are there. But I think of, that would be really cool if I could do like an all Goku team versus a Vegeta event. That would be so cool. Yeah. That kind of thing. And then I'm like, oh well, Vegeta's not on, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's not on, so there's nothing to do. Whatever. I'll do it later. And then I don't. I never do. Like that idea I just said, I've had that for like 3 years. Well, not 3 years, but you get it. Like it's been a while since that idea has been brewing. So I'm like,
I know what you mean. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna keep this raccoon and like I'm gonna do an event with the Ginyu Force or something. And it's just like,
and you just never do. But on Xenoverse, you can just jump into any battle anytime with any two characters and have, you know, have some fun to a certain degree. I mean,
yeah,
obviously you can't just like clear things. Like with Dokkan, you can pretty much set it up so that you clear whatever event you're going for. If you have the team for it, you know.
Yeah.
The team I was gonna do, and you might still see this, is all strength units because I wanted Super Saiyan 4 Goku as my lead versus Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So you got the type disadvantage. But realistically, once you got crits and everything, like it doesn't matter anymore.
Like I actually almost made a Omega Shenron guide video. Yeah, just me beating him and that. So obviously I would run like GT teams. So I was gonna run Shadow Dragons. And I did the event just to like test the water to make sure that like, I wasn't wasting stamina or time or anything.
Yeah, I do that too.
And then Gogeta attacks and it's like, he literally one-shots one of the forms. I'm like, what are people going to learn from this?
Yeah, this is like, going to take long.
Like people know this. So I'm like, gotta experiment with like some of the terrible teams or something like that. It's just like, if you have the characters, cool, you don't need me, you've got this.
You bring what would be really fun is if you bring a non-GT team. That would be cool.
I actually played around with that a little bit and it was tough to say the least. But that's the thing though, isn't it? It's like I'm making a kind of this is a good team to run. But I don't want to use too many things that people don't have. Like I get a lot of comments saying, well, not a lot of comments. Some people say, you made that look easy. I wish I had Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I could completely understand that. Like I've been very lucky. My good luck charm is my partner. Whenever she does a summon for me, she just draws whatever I need. But people are obviously less fortunate. Like I don't have Gogeta, for example. And I see some people's videos, they're like, well, here we go, I'm just going to use Gogeta's ult. Yep, no, that chips away like 4 health bars, so that's very handy. Like, like it's the same thing for me. Like when I use Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to have that. So I do feel bad sometimes. And I really like your videos for the sense that it's like free to play teams, which I really need to do more of. And I've kind of started to like grind and train and stuff like that to get those characters. So respect for that. I really do like those videos.
Thank you. They're a pain because they take a very long time. But my whole thing is that for the most part, you should, if I can do this with units that you can just farm in the game, no problem. I get a lot of people saying, well, I don't have LR Goku, so I guess I can't do this. And I'm like, well, who do you have on tech? You don't have to bring your free units. Like, what if you have Gotenks, or what if you have even that GT Super Saiyan Vegeta from the GSSR thing from the World Tournament? Like, even him, like he could do some work for you too.
I actually have that one. That's on my Shadow Dragons team after I watched
really
your
not
guide.
bad. Yeah, he actually, he hits pretty good on that team.
And a lot of people, I was thinking about this earlier, strangely enough. I thought some people see my teams in my videos or live streams and they're like, oh, I wish I had that. It's like, you probably do. You're looking at the awakened version, but you never thought to awaken him because for example, one good example would be the Strength Trunks GT. I had him for ages, and you were like, "Oh, you're definitely sleeping on him. You should awaken him soon." In one of your viewer box Wednesdays, I was like, "All right, okay." And then I see like another video where he's running a team, and he does a lot of chip damage, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, right." I didn't realize that was that Trunks, Like people look at the pictures and they're like, they forget that that's the awakened version. It's gonna look different. They probably have it. They just need to, get a few medals and get him to that state.
Yeah, the way I remedy that for the most part is I try to answer questions in the comment section without without coming across like either like a know-it-all or like, because I know I come across that way and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. By the way, that's not intentional. I know it's there. It's not intentional. I don't mean to. It's just, it happens. I know I do it. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. Love you guys.
I don't get that from you. Sidebar, I don't really get that from you at all.
Well, it's because we talk in private all the time, so you know where I'm coming from. Like I come to you with complaints I would never tell these. It's not you guys' problem. Like it's you don't need to hear my utmost inner complaints and stuff. But oh, you guys are gonna have some tea. I want some tea. I just had
some.
But...
turn up at my door.
Dude, I got this really good green tea. It's like it's the matcha kind. It's supposed to be like 10 times better for you than regular tea. It's really weird because it's like it's literally green. It's actually green. So I'm like, what does this have? Chemicals in it? And none that I know of, unless they're hiding it really well in the ingredients. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. It's not the Zamos arc. That's
yeah. An American friggin' lecturing me on tea.
Right. God. Yeah, no. I'm just like I heard about it. I'm saying it's the matcha stuff. It's pretty good. If you're worried about it being something different, it's good. It's got a lot of flavor, not very bitter. I also put honey in mine, so you do the milk thing too though, so you don't have to worry about bitter. But yeah, no, it's good. So have you been watching the actual stream or like have you seen the thing that I just added?
You know what? I literally just pressed play on it, muted it, pressed play, and now I've seen what I assumed was going to be our big topic anyway.
Right, yeah. Okay, so I put him up there a little while ago, just kind of sneakily. It probably looks really weird because, you know, I don't have a transition for him. I just kind of thought, ooh, that would be kind of cool. But anyway, so what are your thoughts? I don't think we literally have not talked about this at all. Oh wait, first of all, have you seen my video about this guy?
Yes.
Okay, so you know my thoughts. I don't know yours. I assume everyone else has also seen it. Just to full disclosure, if you haven't seen it, feel free to pause, watch that, and then come back later. Whichever, it doesn't matter. We'll get into it a little bit, but I'm gonna assume everyone's seen it, so we won't repeat things too much. But I haven't heard your thoughts at all about it.
Okay, so I mean, like I've said before, I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to the in and outs of Dokkan Battle. I enjoy the game and just kind of wing my way through it with a little bit of advice from people like yourself. I'm very excited about Super Vegito, LR Vegetto. Who wouldn't be? When I saw that thing pop up in the news feed of the game, I was like, oh right, okay, finally, it's like the golden egg. After watching your video, obviously I trust everything you've said. It obviously comes from a very knowledgeable source. I'm less excited about it, and that's not your fault. That is not your fault at all. I would rather know what I'm grinding for, you know. I mean, let's face it, whether it's the worst card in the game or the best card in the game, we're all going to grind it.
Yeah, he's cool. He's definitely, there's nothing they can do to make him not cool. There are a couple of things that I think I should have put in the video that I didn't, which is that this is really cool for free-to-play players. Really cool, because literally anyone can go grind up a hero lead. We know for sure he has 2 key and 40%. Oh, hey, Anime Muscle, how's it going? We know he at least has 2 key and 40% to super types. He probably is going to be 3 key, 50% in his LR, just based on the transition from SSR to TUR to LR. It's probably going to be that. So that would mean anyone can go and grind themselves up a pretty nice hero lead. Of course, it's not going to be, I've talked about how heroes teams, it's getting a little bit difficult to play through events with heroes teams, but hey, dude, it's something. And the thing that I made the mistake of is that I analyzed him purely from a whale perspective, and the whale perspective on it is, yeah, I'll get him, I'll farm him, yeah, he's cool. And but for free-to-play players, this is really cool. So that I should have been a lot, I guess. Okay, here's my issue. I was anticipating a game-breaking unit, and I think a lot of us were. And because he's free to play, obviously he can't be. So him being free to play is awesome, but him being not game breaking is a little bit underwhelming. And I think people took the word underwhelming and thought that I meant that
Yeah.
he's bad. He's not bad. He's better than LR Goku by a significant amount. And I
Nice.
compared his stats to other free LRs. He's on par with them, but his passive is better than them. So realistically speaking, he'll probably be the best free to play LR. And he's even like
Yeah.
somewhat on par stats wise with the other Shattering the Limit, the Majin Vegeta, the Trunks and Goten, the Trunks. It's just that he doesn't appear to have a very high boost. He's got the 80%. Majin Vegeta, for instance, has 150% boost when he super attacks. So that's like almost twice. But then again, we don't know. Maybe his LR is 120% to attack and defense. Maybe they just add a counter mechanic. Honestly, if they took his TUR form and boosted the stats a little bit, like just to boost him because he's an LR, and then all they did was add a counter mechanic, this would be a ridiculous card. Like a ridiculous card.
I know,
and that's
right?
all they have to do. And they might. I've been thinking about that. They might add counters because what base Vegito has counters? None of them. Every Super Vegito and every Vegito Blue that we have seen has counters. So
could happen.
It could. So now I'm like all like re-hyped again. Like I'm like, but I don't want to get too hyped because, you know, usually cards follow the whole like the SSR and then the TUR and then the LR all have the same basic like skills, but they just sort of improve upon what was in the previous form. So I don't want to get too excited, but I also kind of think, dude, if they added counters to this guy, it would be awesome.
A good counter animation for him, I think, would be that the thing. Well, he has it in Xenoverse. I forget what it's called. It's like where he has that kind of blue fist, kind of like punches him from the sky, kind of thing. They did to
instant transmission, and then the upwards punch. Yeah. Oh, that would be, or not the upwards,
so
but
good.
that would be so cool.
That would just I'd have an absolute field day with that. That'd be nice.
Although realistically, since he's an LR, what I think is they're gonna make it the final Kamehameha, and then the opponent like flies up, and then he does the punch. That would be really cool.
That would be so good.
Because that was
every
the
time
last
I do
thing we
that
saw
move,
from him in the show.
Clover's reminded me actually. Every time I do that punch in Xenoverse, I go Zundial punch. Savage strike, that's what it's called. Thank you, Inspired.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that thing's awesome. But now's a good chance for you guys. I know I initially was saying underwhelming quite a bit. He is underwhelming compared to other TURs compared to other TUR versions of LRs as he is right now. There is potential, that kind of thing. Now that I've kind of added, you know, a more optimistic spin onto the whole thing. Not that I was never negative about him before. Like I was just kind of like, meh, he's all right. But now that I've added this extra optimism to the whole thing, I've sat down and thought about it a bit. What do you guys think about this unit? I definitely want to hear everyone's thoughts about this because I've heard from a lot of you in the comment section. You know, I respond to most, if not all, comments. It's getting a little bit difficult, honestly, but
I know what you mean.
Still to this day, I maintain that I somehow keep up with most, if not all, comments on videos that I put out. But I don't think we've actually legitimately been able to have a discussion about it. I've just kind of read over some comments real fast, and then I started getting ready for Zenocast. So let me know you guys' thoughts. If anyone has anything really like hyper interesting that we haven't thought of before, we'll be sure to break into that. But with all that being said, what do you think now about all this kind of stuff?
Well, I think Inspired asked if how many Supreme Kai stones it would take. Do we know that yet?
Oh no, we don't. I see that now. I see it.
That's pretty bad. That I'm not actually 100% happy with that being Kai stones. It kind of makes sense, but you know, I hope it's not too high to the point that the next Supreme Kai missions come out and I do them all. I'm like, you know, 20 short or something, and I have to wait again. I'd be very unhappy with that.
Here's my issue is he's he's got okay, so if you bought okay, if you completed the first 6 stages worth of missions for the Kai Stones, and you got your 2 Elder Kais, and you got your stamina or whatever else, if you're like, okay, this is all I can get, they'd better make it so that the next Kai Stone missions that you can get, if you do all of those, just all of those on their own, that better be enough to get this guy. It better be, because I will be very upset with them if they pull that on. I mean, it's not going to affect me that much. I only got the 1 Elder Kai, but if they do that to like all the people that went and farmed it when they were supposed to, that would be kind of a smack in the face.
Well, I'm one of those people. Obviously, I had no idea this was going to happen.
Yeah, I was just lazy and didn't do it. That's my excuse.
We don't actually know how many stones it would take, just to clarify. But I don't know. This is the problem I had with him. And I think you were completely justified in your video to say he's a bit meh, because we've been waiting so long for him, just to slip that in there. So it's natural to think, you know, he'd potentially be a game-breaking unit. I don't know, a lot of people in my live streams, when we talk about it, or even in the comment sections, or even just Discord messages, is my original thoughts on Super Vegito, LR Vegetto, was that, you know, you had to have Vegito Blue, and then he'd get another awakening or something, much like, you know, the other LRs. Right. A lot of people don't have him, so I'm glad they went in this direction with him.
Yeah, I like it. I like it too. For what I just finished reading Muscle's comment. That ending is something that I cannot agree with anymore. I like him for what he is. Yeah.
Yes.
For what he is, I like him a lot. I'll probably, honestly, I don't anticipate him as he is right now. If he just gets a little bit of buff here and there. Oh, the other thing that Muscle was saying is his passive giving him a lot of ki when you're low on HP. That doesn't matter for a 12 ki super, but for an LR, he'll pretty much always get his 18 ki off. I do agree with that. He's basically, I think of him like LR Goku paired with what's his face, with Bardock getting his 18 ki off all the time. That whole combo, except he doesn't need a buddy to do it. Like, he supplies himself with ki. All you have to do is make sure that you're getting hit enough. And if he has a counter mechanic and all he has is an attack and defense buff, then he's not going to reduce damage the way that the other Vegetos do. So you will naturally lower your HP more. And of course, we don't know. Subsonic, welcome aboard. We don't know what's going to happen if he's going to get counters or not. But if that is the case, all you have to do is just block with him and get his counters naturally, and he will the next turn be feeding himself, you know, ki and all that. But because he's shattering the limit, it's really difficult for me to say that he could potentially be optimal on Super STR. As it stands right now, if he just gets a little bit, if he just gets attack and defense buffs, Inspired, welcome aboard for real now. For real now. Now you're committed. Now I don't know what that means. Don't listen to me. But like, if he just gets little buffs like most units get when they go from TUR to LR, he is probably not going to be optimal on Super STR. He's probably going to be a great subunit though. So realistically, I run into the issue that a lot of times I will say that a unit is crap when really they're very, very good, but they're not the 6th or the top 6 best cards in a certain type. So yeah, like I'll say, who is it? I'll say, like, crap. I'm trying to think of someone. I'll say, Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Gohan is crap when he is very, very, very good. But like, I'm kind of just saying like, oh, I wouldn't throw him on the optimal team because other int units hit harder. Other Super Saiyan 3s hit harder. But you know, he's a great unit. So I shouldn't be saying he's crap. And I think I come across saying that this Vegito is crap when he's really, really, really amazing for free-to-play players. And when you think about it, really, as he is right now, you could probably throw him on a strength team and he would do just fine. So I have no reason to be giving him a hard time. It's just that I was expecting them to break the game. I'm happy they didn't. Power creep has been pissing me off for a while now, and I should be really, really happy about this, but it was just that initial, that kind of got me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, we've had so much hype for this.
Yeah,
Like,
that was the
about
biggest
it.
thing.
But it's the community's own fault, really, you know?
Yeah,
like,
we did this to ourselves.
Exactly. What were we really expecting? Come on, when we stop and think about it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? This is the only other thing, really, that I can contribute to him, other than the fact that we're all going to grind for him. Do you think that they'll do another kind of I don't know what to call it, incentive, like they did with LR Goku? Do you think that, you know, by the certain date, if you have him at SA20, fully awoken, whatever they did with LR Goku, that you'll reap the benefits back? Do you think that that would be a thing for this? Because I would like that, don't get me wrong, but I'm not expecting it.
You know, if they made an event of it, actually, you know, it could happen. I think if they do that, they'll release him on the 14th or whatever the date was. And we'll go about our merry little way for a couple of weeks, or a week and a half rather. And then Christmas rolls along and they're like, oh, by the way, now Vegito has a special thing going on. So they get us to play the event normal at first before they do something special with him for Christmas. I don't know, maybe. But
yeah,
that's all speculative. I don't think they'll release him with an event besides just that he's released and you can farm up more stones now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really going to go ham on him. Like, I really want this one, because back when the LR Goku event was going, I was so new to the game. I really had no idea. And my team, my free-to-play, like, straight characters, I had no one, really. So whenever I tried it, it was a grind to even beat him once.
Right.
I wish I had the knowledge and teams I had now back then, because I would have 100% got him, and I never did. But now I'm kind of excited from that fresh perspective. I know better now. I'm going to try and do it. But I'm just saying it would be nice to get that kind of incentive, but I know we won't get it initially. You're probably right. They probably will do something around Christmas time for him, or at least I would hope.
And if not, you know, I'm not really worried about it. By the way, that reminds me. So I've been saying LR Vegetto Blue is our Christmas present, and he kind of is, but I thought it was going to be a banner. So remember last year, let's recap. Last year we got Vegito. Look, Muscle, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I at you all day long, and all you do is yell at me not to at you. And every time I at you, I'm asking you if you want to be on the podcast. So I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Every time I've been in,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Muscle, I'm like, is he not? Did we not? Is that not a thing?
Right.
Like, if he was in it, it's absolutely fine.
I added you like 40 times, dude. Like, okay, no. Don't at the boy. Don't at the boy.
just a side note. Ever since I saw Animated Muscle pop in here and you mentioned his name, I have checked out a few of his videos. Sorry, I'm a bit late to the game, and yeah, I very much enjoy them. Usually starts with a few I know start with, I just got back from the gym, and like, I love that. I love this, just your video stars and everything, and the insight. And you did a King Cold video, which I need to watch at the moment. I can see it in my feed instantly. There it is. So big shout out to Animated Muscle. As a new subscriber, I'm very much enjoying your content. Thank you. Was that brown nosing? I don't know. I just want to be genuine.
No, I'll show you brown nosing. Hey guys, if you want some really good content, check out the link in the description. It's Zandiel's channel. He's amazing. the best content. Also, a very attractive gentleman. And hey, Zandiel, speaking of all this stuff that I'm talking about, I'm a little short on rent this month. Do you think you could maybe help me out?
Sure, man.
That's brown nosing right there. Because you gotta have a bad reason for it to be brown nosing. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah, now that I think about it, you can brown nose for any reason. You can just brown nose because you like it. But
isn't everything seen as brown nosing when you're on the internet? Really, you
I
pay
guess it
someone a
does.
compliment, and
No,
it's like,
if you like somebody's content, you should be able to say that you like their content and not have people say like, "Oh, well, what's in it for you?" or whatever. What's in it for me is that I don't have a filter and I just say what's on my mind. That's what's in it for me. Good times though.
man. Yeah. So that's pretty much my input to LR Vegetto.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I
Right. Christmas. So, Christmas time is gonna be very interesting because last year we got the Vegito and Broly banner, and then we got Gotenks, and then we got Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, and then it was that Christmas banner that had Gogeta, Gotenks, and Vegito all in
yeah.
one banner. So this year I'm kind of seeing a trend. We got the Gogeta Janemba banner, which is kind of like the Vegito Broly banner, and then we've got a Gotenks coming up, which is kind of like the Gotenks from last time. So are we leading up to a Gogeta Gotenks, maybe Vegito Blue, the physical one or whatever kind of banner, just like last year?
I
Man.
don't know, because I can't remember Christmas last year to be like that was such an early day for me for Dokkan Battle. I think I joined around about that time because there were like huge incentives going on or something.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stones, and then it was every good unit in the game was on one banner.
Yeah.
The rates apparently were really bad, but okay, during this time, just a little short editorial, I did not have a good lead. I didn't have a good team for a very long time. I didn't know about re-rolling. I just started the game and I played through what I got.
Yeah.
Tech Vegito pre-Dokkan Awaken was my leader for a very, very long time. Even after Gogeta was released, I saved up all of my free-to-play stones. I had like 500 stones and I was like, ooh, this is so many stones. Like, I'm so going to pull them. And back then the rates were atrocious. So I pulled a physical Bardock and a Super Saiyan God Goku, and to my knowledge, from what I can remember, nothing else good at all. So I was pretty crushed. Now, a little while later, I did pull Gogeta, but this was after Vegito was already in the game, and I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'll take that. It is what it is. I'll have a Gogeta leave or a Gogeta lead finally. This Christmas banner rolled around, and I was like, you know what? I'm going into this banner. So I became a pay-to-play player and grabbed some stones, and I got Vegito, Gotenks. I don't think I got Broly yet, but I got like a dupe of Gogeta or something like that. I pulled everything I could ever possibly want. Yeah, so it was that Christmas banner means a lot to me. I heard other people say they didn't get anything, but I was able to play the game finally after that. Vegeta was the main one that I wanted, but yeah, if we get a banner like that again, that would be awesome. And that's kind of what I'm telling people is save your stones if you're free to play. Save your stones. If you want Gotenks, go for him. He's a great unit, but he might be on another banner directly afterwards. So just keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying.
I'll be right back, okay? I'm just gonna do something. I'll be like 2 minutes.
Okay, I believe
you're good. You're good to go. I'll be right back.
You should have gone during my story, man. That would have been the time.
All right, be right back.
I have other stories. Okay, man. I have other stories I could tell you. So, okay, wait, hold on. Let me see. We've got muscle getting triggered. What else we have going on here? Silent Echo, glad they didn't break the game. Yeah, definitely. For sure. Muscle says it's more so our fault than Bandai's. Everyone expected more of them not meeting our expectations. It's our fault. Yeah, we build these guys up. We build this game up. We build everything up in our heads the way we imagine it to be. If you're let down by something, it's not necessarily like your own fault, but in a way it kind of is, because you make the expectations happen. When the Gogeta banner shows up in Global and it's not the same thing as the Gogeta banner was in JP, you've let yourself down by expecting it to be the same. Now, yes, you can argue that we are led to believe, like they lead us to believe that these banners will be the same, but they're kind of like, they kind of don't, because they show us that they're willing to do things differently. The banner directly before that, well, not directly before that, but the Kid Buu banner had Trunks on it, they've moved around. Like the banner directly before that was supposed to be a little earlier and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, the more I think about the Gogeta Janemba banners, the Janemba banner was objectively better on global than on JP, and the Gogeta banner was, for most people, probably worse. So the banners were, one banner was way better, one banner was a little bit worse, but they were still both great banners. So in all, if you look at it from the perspective of both Janemba and Gogeta banners, it was still a boost for global. There were still more of the valuable units and the more valuable of the valuable units, if that makes sense, on both the banners collectively. So they just kind of even them out a little bit. So that's the whole thing I'm saying about that. Remember, Bandai is a business. They want to make money. I know I keep saying that, but they also want you to be happy. And that's what this Vegito Blue is, you know, a lot of people are going to be disappointed because they wanted a game-breaking LR, or they wanted something like really high-powered, and this seems underwhelming. To me, I was never upset about this. I was just like, huh. But the thing that I like about it is that this is kind of giving back. You know, now you can just go grab him. You can just go pick him up. So they are a business. They want money, but they also want a satisfied and happy fan base. So if you're happy, if you feel like Bandai likes you and appreciates you and respects you, then they're doing their job properly, and you're a much better consumer for them anyway. So even from a business perspective, making you happy, patting you on the back, giving you neck smooches and tucking you in before you go to bed is going to be the better business move for them. So that's all I'm ever trying to say when I say that Bandai is a business. Was that too much? Was that okay? All right. Maybe not the neck smoochies, but you know, it is what it is. I find that funny because I actually just subbed myself a while ago. Seems like Zan and I had the same idea. There you go. There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, Muscle's good. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
We're just stroking Muscle's ego. No big deal.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, not the whole time. That literally just started again. I re-rolled last Christmas and got Super Vegito and Gogeta in one multi. I was finally able to play the game too. Exactly. That Christmas banner it revitalized me. So I kind of want to see another banner like that. Obviously, we have no idea what it's going to be. It could be they just released Broly for Christmas and they're like, here you go, here's Broly, but our Broly has a Santa hat on him, which honestly, I would pull for that. If they didn't buff him, if they kept him the crap unit that he is, I mean, he's not a crap unit, but if they kept him, see, I need to stop doing that. If they kept him the unit that he is, the subpar, the not as great as he could be unit that he is in JP, but on the global version, they added a Santa hat to both his sprite and his card art, I would go 600,000 stones deep. Never mind, 1,000. I would go 1,000 stones deep into that banner for the Santa Broly. That would be amazing.
I would definitely go for that too. Like,
right?
Yep, I'm all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
By the way, guys, we have 17 more subs left until the LR giveaway. As it's not as soon as I don't have it scheduled so that as soon as we hit 2,500, I'll give the account away. I have it so I'll see 25. Once I see that we're at 25, I will release it. So it might not be right at 25. If I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. It is what it is. So
Yep.
just to let you guys know, we're very, very close to it. So for all of you guys that were interested in that, then yeah, we're close.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Do you have any, you gotta go now, right? It's cause it's like 3 o'clock in the morning over there in France where you are, right?
Oh my God. You said that to trigger me, didn't you?
I just wanted to say as many wrong things in one sentence as possible.
I was looking at the clock like, I definitely have to correct him, but I don't think I will. And then you said that France bit. I was like, oh.
Right. No, it's what is it? What is it? Midnight now? It's the weekend.
Yeah, 2 minutes to midnight. I usually like to...
Oh, that's a good song. 2 minutes to midnight. Hey, you know that song?
I do not.
Oh, those guys are from Britain, man. Come on. Don't you know every band from your country? Like I know every American band.
Oh yeah. You know, let me just pick up my Rolodex of different British bands.
All right, this is getting ridiculous. I get loopy at about 7 o'clock. Thank you, Noel or Noel, whichever.
No,
Thank
Maiden.
you, Maiden. Exactly. Iron Maiden is the band.
That's
2 minutes
the
to
one.
midnight. Yep. Favorite band, by the way. Do you have any closing words or anything to plug or anything besides your channel that is in the description below? If you want to check out Xaniel's channel, it's in the description. Besides that, is there anything you have to add?
Sub to my channel. You will not regret it. I will love you till the end of days.
I've created a bot. I want everyone to start doing the subliminal. Hey, so
there is a potential chance. Are you going to keep going or?
No, I'm not. I don't. I only stream with other people, or if I'm playing a game, and I have neither going on now. So
no, that's fine. There is a potential chance I can stay. You just need to give me a minute, otherwise I'll just come back and end it with you.
Well, what else do we have to talk about, really?
Well, you know, we just kind of tailor off into outside of Dragon Ball Z stuff, I imagine. So
I guess we could. All right. So why don't you see if that is a possibility?
Yes,
and,
I will be right back.
Okay, and then I will entertain the crowd in the meantime. Okay, yeah, no big deal, no big deal.
All right, one sec, guys.
All right, and Spider, that's it. Xaniel with his boring channel. You know what? It's not boring. It's British. You're not cultured enough. You don't understand. No, I know that you probably know his channel better than mine, so I'm aware. Okay. I didn't use all my Christmas medals last year. Maybe it rolls over. I don't know for sure. I was just checking my 2-year anniversary tickets. I have a bunch left. I don't know what to do with them. I think maybe, oh yeah, that was the banner where you had to have 10. I have 9 tickets. You had to have 10 to do another single on the LR Gohan one, and I have 9, so.
Hey, yeah, I'm probably going to have to go.
All right, no big deal. So was that it? Just sub to your channel. You've got a
super cool, awesome, badass channel with
got the DLC characters showcase coming up soon, right? Or is that just coming up soon?
Yeah, I play a lot of Xenoverse, dabble in Dokkan Battle whenever something good's going on. I'm definitely showcasing the new DLC characters for Xenoverse. I mean, to be honest, if I didn't play Xenoverse, I would at least like to see how the characters relate to the anime, and they do very much. So it's worth checking out, guys. Not just saying that.
That's where I recognize that name. That's right. Yeah, I told Inspider that he needs to that he doesn't understand your channel. It's not boring. It's British, and he's uncultured. And I was like, I know I've seen him on Zan's channel. I just don't remember. But no, so you're a mod. Okay, yeah, that makes it even funnier.
Inspired's actually the guy who does my artwork. Fantastic.
That's awesome. That makes it even better. Okay,
such a cool guy.
So we're gonna go. Thank you guys so much once again. Links to Xaniel's channel are in the description, as well as the LR account giveaway. If you want to know anything about that, you can check that on the description below as well. That's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for dropping in, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you later. Take care.